Okay. I don't know how this is going to go. I made some odd changes. The last one got to the point where the previous games would not load. The saved games would not load. So I have to start a new character. So I made some odd changes, brought in some new things, got rid of some old things. We'll see how far we can get. I think the new object of the game isn't to close the Oblivion gate, stop the Oblivion crisis. It's just to see how far you can take the game before it messes up so much that you can't play it anymore. I haven't even decided how far the poorly aged sarcastic PC witty gamer is, what character they're going to play or anything like that. I'll decide on the fly right here on your favorite YouTube channel, the poorly aged sarcastic PC witty gamer channel. I am playing the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered. Let's do this now. Now remember, you're going to hear a few jokes you hear every time I start a game of the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered. And you might hear some new ones.
I was born 87 years ago.
That would explain the wrinkles.
For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor.
That is a long time,
But
actually.
for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams.
There's a technique for that. I don't know
I
if
have
it
seen the gates of Oblivion,
works. We all have. We've
beyond
played
which
this
no
game.
waking eye may see.
No, we've seen it.
Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land.
No, Doom is a different Bethesda game. Let's stay on task. No cross promotion.
This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433.
How do we know it's the last seed?
These
I
are the
mean,
closing days of the Third Era and the final hours of my life.
yeah, I don't know how you could know that, but I certainly don't know how you would know it's the last seed. Bethesda Game Studios! Woohoo! Prevents the Elder Scrolls IV. Oblivion. So hopefully you have an IV in your vein right now so that you can watch along with the rest of us. Nice trees. A granite building. Don't go into that. Boom. Oh, I think I got a bloody nose from that. A master of blunt power. We don't know what it was saying because it didn't tell us. Now, for those of you who like to rush through these games, you are in the wrong place. I'm going to read this stuff, find out what it says. It could take us years to get through even the tutorial. Imperial. Natives of the civilized Imperial. Natives of the civilized cosmopolitan province of Cyrodiil, they have proved to be shrewd diplomats and traders. They are skilled with heavy armor and in the social skills and tend to favor the warrior classes. That's got too many ands in there, so this is lousy writing. Now, they could be from Nibene. No, that's wrong already. See, it says they up there. They, so that's third person. You is first person. So, right away, there's a problem. So, we know there's going to be trouble here. But anyway, let's get to the first person. You are a true imperial, born into the heart of the empire. The number of cities and their size led you to travel hastily. That's a good adverb right there, hastily. But you could be from Colovia. Colovia inhabitants, such as yourself, are known for their autonomy, including toward the rest of the empire. You're inherited the willfulness of your forebears. I think they meant you inherited, but as you see, there's an R on the end right here. Your inherited the willfulness of your forebears does not make any sense whatsoever. It should be you inherited the willfulness of your forebears. I don't understand why the unofficial patch hasn't fixed this yet. But let's go through all the races and genders. Well, all the races first. Then we'll decide what race and gender we want to be. Spoiler alert, I am thinking of being an Argonian in this one. So what about the Argonians? This reptilian race, well suited for the treacherous swamps of its homeland, has developed natural immunities to poisons. They can breathe underwater and are good at picking noses and locks. It's the look, first of all, that's drawn me to considering them. It's the naming. They have names that sound almost Native American, like sleeps with bugs or breathes underwater, things like that. I'm thinking I like the look of them. I might very well be an Argonian in this walkthrough. If I am, I could be from Arnesia or Thornmarsh. Thornmarsh, your birth region. Again, they're going from third person to first person. Is called the Jewel of the East. But behind the nickname lies a darker reality. You dabbled in magic just to survive, and your quick wits allowed you to live in until this day. I know I make fun of the writing and then I can't even read. Or you could be from Arnesia. You hail from Arnesia, where the slavers of Morrowind are still active. The hide and seek every time there was a raid made you extremely quick and nimble. So I don't know whether hide and seek is an event, so it would be right to say the hide and seek every time. Or whether it was supposed to be they hide and seek every time there was a raid. And this made you extremely quick and I honestly don't know where they're going with these words. So let's just move on for now. I could be a Breton. In addition to their quick and perceptive grasp of spellcraft, even the humblest of Bretons can boast resistance to magical energies. They are particularly skilled at summoning and healing magic. Now, I like the idea of healing magic because I tend to get hurt in this game. I could be from Sistress. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced or not. It's right here on your favorite YouTube channel, the Poorly Aging Sarcastic PC Witty Gamer channel, where you're falling in love in stereo. Make sure to like and subscribe. As a child, you were always spending time on the docks of one of the islands, gaining some money by helping merchants carrying their goods and learning from their adventures. However, you could be from High Rock. Being from High Rock, you were raised in the homeland of the Bretons. Going through all the great cities of the province made you quick on your feet. Again, I could be this. It's just, you know, it looks so normal, so human. I'm not sure. And by the way, I'm wondering why I'm in prison at all at this point. I haven't done anything bad or good, yet I'm in prison. A lot of these games start out with me in prison. I like to do things to go to prison rather than just being in prison right from the beginning, wondering what I did to go to prison. I could be a dark elf, also known as Dunmer in their homeland of Morrowind. The Dark Elves are noted for their skilled and balanced integration of the sword, the bow, and destruction magic. They are resistant to fire and can summon an ancestral ghost for aid. Now, what I like about this one, understand I played every one of these races before in original Oblivion, and I played plenty of them in the remaster. I like using destruction magic. The reason why will come up later, but basically, I like lobbing fire spells and things like that at people, which is destruction magic. And I like being an elf. So I think about this one, and I like being a dark elf. I like making my skin dark and all of that. So that's a thought. Now, if I was a dark elf, I could be from Varnfell. You are a true child of Varnfell. Amongst the volcanic wasteland, you were taught that resilience is the greatest of all Dunmer quality. On the other hand, you could be from the mainland. As a Dunmer on the mainland, you grew up amongst all kind of traders. You learned all there was to know about negotiations and how to make people react the way you need them to. So when I play this, I am often a dark elf from the mainland. Because negotiation sounds like it might help me with speechcraft, things like that. Might help me influence people. I like influencing people in role-playing games. But I might be a high elf. And this doesn't mean high on skooma, actually. Also known as Altmer in their homeland of Somerset Isle, the High Elves are exceptionally gifted in the arcane arts. They also boast resistance to illness. However, they are also somewhat vulnerable to fire, frost, and shock. Now, one of the reasons I don't usually go with High Elf is resistance to illness. It turns out illness in Oblivion isn't that big of a deal. They tell you you have a disease, you have to believe them. It's not like you get a lot of evidence of these diseases. If diseases meant something, if they held you back in some way, if they made you more vulnerable to attack or something like that, or actually killed you eventually, you might want to be resistant to them more. Now, if I was of this race, these high elves, I could be from Aridun, born on the island of Aridun, which I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it right or not. You were proud to live on the first island of the Somersets. There you spent countless hours swimming in the pristine waters. Or I could be from Somerset Isle. You grew up among the great towers of Alinor that nearly touched the sky. You spent countless hours climbing and navigating the sunlit streets of the Somerset capital. Bet you didn't know that about yourself. I could be an imperial. And I think an imperial, given that this is Oblivion, would probably be the home species. Natives of the civilized cosmopolitan province of Cyrodiil, we read this before, didn't we? They have proved to be shrewd diplomats and traders. They are skilled with heavy armor and in the social skills and tend to favor the warrior classes. Now, my problem with this is that I've already read it, and I probably read it better before. And also, I don't like heavy armor. It clinks around, it takes up some of my carry weight. I don't want to be told what kind of armor to wear. But I do like being skilled in the social skills. I like being a shrewd diplomat and trader. So we're reading these other ones again just because we're going through the whole list. We could be from Nibene. You are a true imperial, born into the heart of the empire. The number of cities and their size led you to travel hastily. You could be from Colovia. Colovia inhabitants, such as yourself, wouldn't that just be Colovians, are known for their autonomy, including toward the rest of the empire. You're inherited the willfulness of your forebears. There's that horrible sentence again. You're inherited the willfulness of your forebears. Am I the only one seeing this sentence? Am I the only one seeing that extra R? Come on, people. It should be you inherited the willfulness of your forebears. Get it right. You've had 24 years to fix this, and you haven't fixed it. I could be a Khajiit, and I often am, with my real name being Kit. Sometimes I am Khajiit. Hailing from the province of Elsewhere, they are intelligent, quick, and agile. They make excellent thieves due to their natural agility and unmatched acrobatic skills. All Khajiit can see in the dark. Now, I've never thought that seeing in the dark was that interesting a skill in any of these games. But I like being a cat person, even though I don't own any cats. I don't have any cats in the house. I don't tend to get along with real cats. But being a cat human hybrid, I kind of like. I don't want to be. Yeah, here's another thing. And we get into this more later on in the game. But we tend to think of ourselves as heroes and good guys. In fact, it's almost impossible. I would say it is impossible to play a bad guy in these Bethesda games, including The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered. So being a thief, although there is a thieves guild, and so you can go steal things from people, somehow everybody still sees you as a good guy, and you tend to think of yourself as a good guy, which is really weird. You're doing all these crimes. In these role-playing games, you can murder 500 people, and everyone still talks about you like a hero, and you still think of yourself as a good guy. It's almost impossible to make yourself into a bad guy. I don't know if it can even be achieved. You could be from Anakina, the harsh region where you lived and trained, hardened your body and taught you how to defend yourself with your bare fist or any weapon you could find. Or you could be from Palatine. Your parents lived in Palatine, and your childhood memories are filled with playing and running around in the jungles or on the pristine beaches. You could be a Nord. Citizens of Skyrim. They are tall and fair-haired people, strong and hardy. Nords are famous for their resistance to cold. They are highly talented warriors. The thing about being a Nord is I don't like their voices. And they're very arrogant. I don't even like playing Nords in Skyrim. And I don't like being told I'm fair-haired. I want to choose whatever hair color I want when I play a role-playing game. So that's something to think about. But I could be Western or Eastern. So if I'm Western, you lived in the west of Skyrim, a rugged environment filled with rough terrain and dangerous beastises. You are prepared to survive in even the most challenging climates. Or you could be Eastern, either due to extreme snowstorms, the College of Mages, or simply stubbornness. The people of Eastern Skyrim, such as you, are known for their tenacity and resourcefulness. Doesn't really say much about them. I could be an orc, and I have been an orc before. And by the way, spoiler alert, when I'm an orc, I feel more like I should be wearing the heavy armor. The people of the Rothgarian and Dragontail Mountains, orcish armorers, are prized for their craftsmanship. Orc troops in heavy armor are among the finest in the Empire and are fearsome when using their berserker rage. By the way, I'm not into these powers that you have just once a day. I usually forget about them and never use them. So right away, if there's a power that you can only use once a day, it's not going to make me choose one race over another. Now, if I live in a stronghold, your fate was decided when you were born. As a member of a stronghold, you would serve your chieftain with honor and would make the orcs proud. Your charisma and resilience were honed when you serve. Let's try that again. I'll get this right. Your charisma and resilience were honed for when you'd serve. See, that changes the whole sentence around. It was my fault that I got it wrong. But you could be from Orsinium. You are proud to have been raised in Orsinium, where you trained to be as versatile a warrior as possible. As such, you are better with Majaik than most other orcs. So yeah, usually an orc Mage is like saying a meat-eating vegetarian. But now they've come up with a kind of orc that could kind of do some magic. This is a red guard. And he looks black to me. Sometimes I like playing black people in games. So occasionally I'll play as a red guard. The most naturally talented warriors in Tamriel. That's not a complete sentence. but we'll move on. The most naturally talented warriors in Tamriel. In addition to their cultural affinities for many weapon and armor styles, they also have a hardy constitution and a natural resistance to disease and poison. Again, I don't feel like disease and poison play a big enough role in this game to choose somebody based on their resistance to these things. But I might like to play a black guy. Just to play a black guy, or a black girl, by the way. I mean, you know, there are two genders in this game. Two genders. Not 50, not 78, but two genders. And by the way, it mentions a hardy constitution. I don't see anything of a democracy, a representation of voters, or anything like that in this game. So I'm surprised to find out they have a constitution. Now, I could be from the Alakir Desert. As a child, in the sands of the Alakir Desert, your education revolved around martial might. You are a prime example of why Red Guards are the best warriors. Now, when it talks about the best warriors, it's talking about using swords and shields and things you can hit people over the head with and stab people with and all of that. And that's not really my play style. So if I were a Red Guard, I would probably still use Majaik. So it's kind of playing against type. Now I could be from the Dragontail Mountains. Your uprising under the shadow of the mountain peaks was a happy one. Immersed in Red Guard customs, you developed charm, wit, and the ability to turn a conversation around. So if I was going to be a Red Guard, I'd probably be from the Dragontail Mountains. Finally, I, your poorly aged, sarcastic, PC witty gamer, could be a wood elf. And I know what you're saying to yourself. You're saying, but poorly aged, sarcastic, PC witty gamer, what, pray tell, is a wood elf? Well, I'm glad you asked. The clanfolk of the western Valenwood Forest, also known as Bosmer. Again, not a complete sentence, but we will continue. The clanfolk of the western Valenwood Forest, also known as Bosmer. Wood elves are nimble and quick, making them good scouts and thieves, and there are no finer archers in all of Tamriel. Their ability to command simple creatures is well known. So, like all good warriors, I like to have a backup. And my backup is usually a bow and arrow. So the idea that these are the finest archers in all of Tamriel makes me think about being a wood elf. But if I did, would I be from Gratwood or Reaper's March? If I was from Gratwood, this is what people would say about me. They would say, you spent your childhood in Gratwood, near the region devastated by Moloch Ball. The foul energies still linger there, and your resilience grew amidst the danger. That's what they'd say about me. Unless, of course, I was born in Reaper's March, then they would say, the border region that saw you grow is plagued by anger and resentment after centuries of war. You quickly learn how to soothe people and avoid unnecessary conflict. Now, how fun is a game if you avoid unnecessary conflict? That's what I want to know. So, let's go with Argonian for now. We might change it before we're done with this. And we're going to stick with the Thornmarsh ones because they've dabbled in magic. Now, do I want to be a chick? I'll be a dude. And I don't see any difference between the young and the old. So I will be young. Now, here is my favorite part, and that is making my skin purple. I mean, isn't that what this game is about? I mean, it's not completely purple, but it's pretty good. Now, it's always a thing with hair, especially because these horns are not really hair. Stop me if I get to one you like. I mean, that's kind of long hair, and I haven't done that one before. That one doesn't, that would be like bald. I can't abide that one. I don't think so. And that you don't really see the horns from the front, so. Yeah, that's kind of spiky. I could think about that. Now, my guy walks around a lot, and I know I've used this name before, but in case we decide to use him, he would be walks on blistered feet. Why am I not getting a capital F there? There we go. He has immunity to poison, which I don't think matters, but he's capable of breathing underwater. He's good at picking noses, locks, and he has increased intelligence, unlike your poorly aging sarcastic PC witty gamer. How many ring slots should be available? Unlimited, obviously. I am using a few mods here. None of them... Why am I dying? It says your health is low. My health started at 26, so that's weird. It says your health is low and you are about to die. I mean, I can cast spells, but I started with such low health. So that might be a problem. The guy starts with such low health. I might not get through my first few fights. So let's talk about the mods first. The only mod you might consider a cheat mod is it's not an infinite carry weight mod, but it's as close to infinite as y'all are going to get. Most of my mods don't make things easier, they make things harder. So I have an almost infinite carry weight mod because I feel like if I best you in combat, I should be able to take your stuff. Whether it's your clothes, your armor, your weapons, your gold, your whatever. And so I'm going to take it. I want to be able to carry it and get it to a vendor so that I can sell it. So I can see people thinking that is a cheat. And if you want to think of it as a cheat, think of it as a cheat. But the rest of the mods I have would not be considered cheat at all. I'm going to take off the wrist irons. In fact, many of them make it harder. So for instance, I have a mod that makes leveling take much longer. Oh, that's weird. I have teleport mods to teleport to places I haven't seen yet, which I would not actually want. I always put the heal minor wounds under 5 until I get a better healing spell. For those of you scoring at home, which is the safest place to score. So, some mods gave me a Battlehorn teleport spell, which I know it told me not to use it until I actually have been to Battlehorn Castle because it might ruin the actual quest to get Battlehorn Castle. You know, if I just teleport into its courtyard, I might pass over some, you know, they have trip lines type things. They're invisible that you have to go over, and that might start a quest, it might start a battle or something like that. And if you miss those, you could really mess up the game because certain events don't trigger that was supposed to trigger. So if I'm just standing in the courtyard, it could mess things up. There's one for Frostcrag Spire, but I haven't heard about Frostcrag Spire yet in the game, so I definitely wouldn't want to go there. Here I could just summon a merchant. I don't think that would mess up the game, but I'm not going to do it yet. By the way, you might consider that a cheat as well, but that would be the only cheats I have in the game. And these are the ones I have just from being an argonian. Resist disease, resist poison, water breathing. I'm just showing you how things work before we get going further. This is the mini map. You notice it shows that there's a way out of my cell. The game hasn't told me that yet, but it tells me that if I go to the right, I could go out of my cell. So that's stupid. That's a bug in the game telling me that I could go out of my cell to the right and go somewhere. It should not be doing that. And I'm in the tutorial. I'm just showing you what's available right at the beginning. And then there's a whole help system because there isn't a built-in manual. But if I want to learn about dodging or how to make my spells more effective or clairvoyance or what the School of Destruction is or all that, that's there. And then this is where there are saves and things like that. I have a dog barking in the background, which is not making life easier. Now, at 39 minutes in, I am going to close this video file and then I'll open another one. But what I'm going to do later is just stitch these together. You wouldn't even know if I wasn't telling you. So that when I walk over to the bars and start the main quest, well, the tutorial quest, it'll be in a different video file. See, this is just me being obsessively honest with you. I didn't have to tell you that and you wouldn't have known.
Hey, lizard. It must break your heart, huh? Being so close to the water, knowing you'll never get to swim again.
What a nice guy.
You know, sometimes when they let us in the yard, you can hear the sounds from the lake. The boats, the gulls, so close.
He is so sweet.
No, you'll never get to swim again, Argonian. But don't worry, you'll be dead soon enough. That's right. You're going to die in here. Hey, you hear that? The guards
nobody
are
hears
coming.
anything.
For you.
By the way, that's one of the only few people in the game that actually know what race you are.
They're dead, aren't they?
You don't know that, sire.
The messenger only said they were attacked.
No, they're dead. I know it.
Then why'd you ask?
What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
I wish it were.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
The
Never
watch
mind. Get that
usually
gate
mixes up. What is this, a
Stand back,
DEI
prisoner.
hire?
We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Stay
With-
put,
Good.
prisoner.
Let's
With
go.
all the time I
We're not out of
spent
this yet.
choosing my race and background and everything. Me?
I've seen you.
You've seen me.
Let me see your face.
Sure.
You are the one from my dreams.
You dreamed about
and
me.
the stars were right.
The stars like
This is the day.
this
Gods
is the day.
give me strength.
There's only one God. So, I've been in your dreams and stars and stripes forever. Dude, what are you talking about? What's going on?
Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next.
Well, lucky
my
you.
blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route.
Blood
By
days.
chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
By chance? Okay, so everybody be clear. He said it's by chance because now he's going to say that it's not by chance. So I just want to show you this guy's a hypocrite, a liar, a freak. Why am I in Yael?
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet.
I thought you said it was
As
by
for
chance.
what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will be remembered for.
Well, it mattered to whoever put me here in this jail, don't you think? I mean, here I am in chains. It mattered to somebody. And by the way, that is not what you'll be remembered for. Please do not end your sentences in prepositions. It makes you look uneducated. By the way, you're all dressed frilly and girly and stuff like that. Who are you?
I am your emperor, Uriel Septim. By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler. You are a citizen of Tamriel.
I didn't ask who I am.
You too shall serve her in your own way.
I didn't ask who I am. I asked who you are. And I still don't really know much because I don't know if you're really an emperor or anything like that. You could be lying. I can go my own way. Well, I could if I wasn't in jail. Go my own way.
So do we all. But what path can be avoided whose end is fixed by the almighty gods?
There's only
Please,
one
sire,
God,
We must keep moving.
but it's good to know that you're a Calvinist and you believe that there's one eternal decree.
Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
Looks like this is your lucky day.
See,
Stay out of our way.
So that was the. Remember when we opened the mini map and it showed a way out of our cell? That was it. Or I should say my cell because you weren't there. But you were watching. And thank you for watching. This is the Poorly Aging Sarcastic PC Witty Gamer channel. And I need people to watch.
Close up left. Protect the Emperor.
Captain's down.
I'm having trouble attacking the attackers without
Are you all right, sire? We're clear for now.
without
Captain
attacking
Reno?
my
She's
so-called ally.
Sorry, sire, but we have to keep moving.
They don't seem very upset about Captain Renault being dead.
How could they be waiting for us here?
Don't know, but it's too late to go back now. Don't worry, sire. We will get you out of here.
They won't be the first to underestimate the blades.
I call them Blades.
I'll take...
Now, notice there's Mythic Dawn robes and Mythic Dawn hoods. on the assassins. And why I say that is, first of all, they're not assassins yet. Nobody's been assassinated. So at best, they could be would-be assassins. But also, the game pretends like there's a big mystery as to who is out to kill the Emperor. They're wearing Mythic Dawn robes and Mythic Dawn hoods. Maybe you should start by assuming the Mythic Dawn is out to get him. You know, just a thought. Now, it could be that it's not the Mythic
Stay
Dawn.
here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
I don't want to follow you. But I'm just saying, start with the Mythic Dawn, because maybe they had something to do with it. Now, maybe somebody's trying to set up the Mythic Dawn, but you know, it's a really big clue that they're wearing Mythic Dawn stuff. So I do have, I forgot, I have a mod installed that lets me loot Renault's body, because I can loot everybody else's body. It seems stupid I can't loot theirs. The reason they're in underwear is because I have an underwear mod installed, because I'm not allowed to show nudity on YouTube, and that's fine. I don't want to show nudity on there. Press Q or E to change menus. From the inventory tab, you can equip armor and weapons. So now, is this... Oh, it's heavy armor. That's why I usually don't put it on. But for now, until I get other armor, I will wear her armor. And as you saw, I used a fireball against a rat. And it's behind that column over there now. I mean, another one is, a third one is, I should say. Now, I'm going to switch the rough leather armor now that I have it. And the reason I'm going to do that is because if you have a lockpick, you can try to pick most locks. If you have a nose pick, you could try to pick most noses. To move the lockpick from slot to slot, press AD. Press W to move your mouse up to move the pick upward into a tumbler. When the tumbler reaches the top of the lock, you will hear a metallic sound. Metallic. Not like, you know, the rock band or anything like that. Just a sound that will sound like metal. Again, not heavy metal. This is very confusing. Press space to secure it in place. Ooh, a rhyme. Press space to secure it in place. Anyway, when all tumblers are secure at the top, the lock will open. Okay. To use a bow, press I and equip both the bow and arrows. So most games would be smart enough to know that if you've equipped a bow, then you're going to use arrows with it. This game isn't, so you have to equip both. And they want us to test it, so we've tested it now. Now we're just looking through here while we're relatively safe to see if there's any other stuff we can lootify. If we want to put our bow down, we can do that with the F key. And again, I keep saying we when I just mean we, because there is no we. I don't know why it's... See that red upside down, you know, diamond up there, or triangle, or whatever you want to call it, is supposed to let me know about enemies. But there are no enemies in this sector, so I don't know why it's still there letting me know about it. For anybody who did not play this game in 2006, you don't know how gorgeous this game looks as compared to the same game in 2006. But trustify me, it doth. You open the door with iron key. By the way, I think I mentioned changing my armor to light armor and then forgot to do it. So let's do that now. Shall we? We shall. Now the heavy armor does provide better coverage. I do look nice being purple. But it is heavier to carry, and people can hear it when you walk around in it. So I don't want to be heard walking around because I'm a guy.
You there! Stop where you are!
Who is talking to me?
This is the part where you...
I don't know who that guy is. The Kimona Tong? So he must be from a mod. There may be a mod in here that isn't supposed to be installed or something right now. I don't know. It's weird that as you see, the compass is directing me back to where I came from. I don't see any reason to go back there. So I'm going to go on my merry way. I hope you're having a delightful day. I am here to show you the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. I am your poorly aging, sarcastic, PC witty gamer, and I just killed a zombie. Now, since zombies were once alive, then they were dead, then they're alive again, I don't know if I should trust this death either. Now, if I were of a different class, I might be fighting these rats, you know, using a sword. Or a knife. Now I ran out of magic, so I went to my bow and arrow. So like my spells and all of that require me to draw on a pool of Majaik. That's what you see in the blue there, and it builds up pretty well, but I chose to be an Argonian, and an Argonian doesn't start out with a huge pool of Majaik because he's not really a Majaik user. So if I want to be effective with Majaik, I'm going to have to level up, and everything you use in the game, like running around or jumping or casting spells or whatever, gives you experience in that thing that you're doing, and that helps you level in that particular thing. I hope I'm making sense. So when my Magic ran out, because I was casting fire at people, I used archery. And that's what I will do throughout the game when I don't have any magicka left over. As you can see, the rats are bigger than rats are in our world. The Elder Scrolls games take place on a world known as Nirn. It is not Earth. It is Earth-like, but it is not Earth, which means it has different continents. Different governments. A different history. A different creation account. It is different. Have I said the word different enough? I feel like I have. Now, some of the animals in the game are aggressive. They're immediately hostile towards you. They will go after you and try to killify you. Some will only go after you if you try to kill them. Some will flee from you. Some will attack if you attack them. It's telling me to use my journal to hotkey items. As you saw, I've already hotkeyed healing and my flames. And so like when I want to switch to healing, I just hit 5 and then I can hit the C button to cast the spell for healing, which I didn't need to do there, but I did that to show you. Then I can hit 6 again and be back to my flame spell. I'm going to put my archery down so we can see where we're going. This is all part of the tutorial. They have mods that would let me completely skip the tutorial. But guess what? I like the tutorial. I like the early part of Bethesda games where I am underpowered. I don't have tremendous skills. I don't have tremendous accomplishments at this point. I'm gonna use my mortal and pestle to make combine ingredients with similar effects to create potions and poisons. Your alchemy skill. will make your creations more powerful. The more potions you create, the higher your alchemy skill will increase. Use additional apparatuses to improve the strength of the potions you create. Well, what about the poisons? By the way, this message came to me on Morndus at 9:25 a.m. on the 27th of last seed, the 433rd year of the Third Era. Now, I have a lot of questions about this. One is how they know it's the last seed. It's like when you're looking at something in a museum and it says, this is from 35 years before Christ. How did they know it was 35 years before Christ at the time? Did everybody have watches that said, okay, in 35 years, Jesus Christ will show up? I don't think so. In a similar way, how do they know this will be the last seed? I get it. Looking back at it, we can know it was the last seed. But how do they know in their current time this is the last seed? And it's weird that they're using a clock with 12 hours in it. You know, it says 9:25 a.m., which would seem to indicate that they've got 12 hours in the a.m. and 12 hours in the p.m. And yet, they don't have the same days of the week. This one's called Morndus. I don't know if Morndus is Monday. And I don't know what the names of their months are or anything like that, but they don't have the same months we have. I don't even know if they have the same number of months we have. I don't know if they have the same number of days of the week that we have. So it's kind of odd to me that they would have a 24-hour clock cut into two 12-hour periods known as AM and PM, and that they would know its last seed. But I digest. Let's put 4 ingredients into our mortal and pestle and create something. This one will damage health on self. So we will call it, see, we can name our own potions. So since it damages health on us, we will call it Ouch. And see, that doesn't give us something we can use. So we will, see, we just experiment with what to put in it and see if we get something that's usable. Now this restores fatigue on self. And so we will call it Pew. We can call it anything we want. Although, because we're on YouTube, we want to call it things that YouTube will allow. Funny how that works. I think we've created everything we can create. And we're still purple, which is good. Somebody is tracking my mail. Now, I was trying to save the game because I don't think it's going to crash during the tutorial, but if it does, I don't want to lose all this beautiful work I put into this. Do you? No, you do not. That is the proper answer. That is a goblin skirmisher, or it were. And it had a bear pelt on it and 2 gold coins known as septums. I had to think about it for a minute. And we are just going on our merry way. I see a fire here. I wonder who lit this fire. Kind of dangerous to leave it unattended. Although we're in a you know, we're in a cave. So I don't know that there's anything that could really catch on fire. There's an iron dagger here. So we'll take it and we will break into this chest. Now I am using a mod to make it level up very slowly. So my sneak has increased to 6, which is incredible given how slowly I have set everything to level. But my overall level is based on the level of skill increases I earn along the way. So my security right now is at level 6. That's my ability to break into those things. And as you see, I am sneaking around everywhere, even if there's not somebody to sneak past, because I want to be a good little sneak. Another goblin berserker. There are guys that like to get up in your face with a sword and then like a shield. And go toe to toe with you. I do not. We'll go over this in the future as well. I am not playing as any kind of hero. I think it's more interesting to play against type. Oops, I used the wrong spell. So this game is based around the idea that I am a hero. That I am needed to solve everybody's problems. My destruction is increased to 7. Again, because I'm using it, just so you understand. Now, as you saw, this game started out with me waking up in a prison, or at least a jail. So I don't see any reason I should assume that I'm a hero, especially at the beginning. I'm in jail for some reason. Now, unless they are somehow a corrupt government, I probably did something wrong to be thrown into prison. And so there's no reason for me to think that I'm a great hero. Now, that doesn't mean I can't do good things in this game. Help people out and all that. But it could mean that for me, because remember, a lot of this game you play in your mind. Yeah, there's beautiful graphics, there's storytelling, there's people we're going to talk to and interact with and all of that. But a lot of this game, you figure out in your own head. So it could be that I did something horrible, and through the process of what I do in this game, I redeem myself. This could be a redemption story. Or it could be, of course, that the imperial government is corrupt and arrested me when I was totally innocent. It could be, I mean, these are different thoughts you could have in your head. It could be that they made an honest mistake. But the truth is, I was in prison. I thought there was something to loot there. So for now, since I don't remember my past, I'm going with the idea that I must have done something to be in that prison. I mean, they didn't even have a toilet in that prison for me. And I don't know how long I was in that prison. But who put somebody in a prison without even a toilet? That seems a bit much. I mean, I'm not saying this society that this is based in has flush toilets or anything. It appears to be a bit medieval.
We'll find a defensible spot and protect
But
the Emperor until help arrives.
Help? What makes you think help will get here before more of those battles?
Here they come again!
We need to get the Emperor out of here.
every society has created some kind of toilets because toilets are necessary. He's being attacked again, so I just snuck over here.
Let me take a look around. Have you seen the prisoner?
They're talking about me. It's funny, I'm seeing the captions for what they're saying when they're not in my presence. And they just keep saying the same thing again and again until I join them. So I might as well go join them so that I don't annoy you too much. I mean, I'm going to annoy you some. They're stalling for time so that I'll catch up.
Again. Kill him. He might
Hey,
be
watch
working
your
with the
language.
assassins.
No, he is not one of them.
I is not one
He
of
can
them.
help us.
I can help
He
us.
must help us.
I must help us.
As you wish, sire.
Come closer. I'd prefer not to have to shout.
Well, I'd prefer you shout. See, he's coming to me now.
They cannot understand why I trust you. They've not seen what I've seen.
You promised
How
not
can
to
I
tell.
explain?
Please
Listen,
don't.
you know the Nine, how they guide our fates with an invisible hand.
You talk about the Supreme Court? Oh, you mean your false gods. Yeah, there's only one God, so, you know, I don't like to think about your false gods, because I don't want to think of you as an idolater.
I've served the Nine all my days, and I chart my course by the cycles of the heavens. The skies are marked with numberless sparks, each a fire, and every one a sign. I know these stars well, and I wonder, which sign marked your birth?
Well, there aren't numberless Spocks. There was the original Spock, Leonard Nimoy, in the original series. And then there was, in the reboot, there was that other Spock, where I think it was just the one film. No, I guess there were 3 Spocks, but that's not numberless Spocks. Oh, you want me to choose the sign of my birth? Which, this is irrational, by the way. To choose when I was born. He should ask me when I was born rather than to choose the sign, because it makes it sound like I get to go back and choose when I was born rather than just tell him when I was born. So these are the birth signs. The warrior. Those born under the sign of the warrior benefit from increased strength and endurance. Now, what it does is it fortifies endurance and increases endurance by 10 points. It fortifies strength and increases strength by 10 points. Or I could be born under the Mage, which I will be, by the way. Spoiler alert. Those born under the sign of the Mage have an increased amount of Mageika. Fortify Mageika. It increases Mageika by 50 points. Now remember, right at the beginning, we ran out of Mageika before anything even happened. Remember, it said your Mageika is low, you're going to die, bye-bye, the game's all over, when we hadn't even done anything. So we're going to be born under the sign of the Mage. But we could have been born under the sign of the Thief. Those born under the sign of the Thief benefit from increased agility, speed, and ruts of ruck. So it fortifies agility. It increases agility by 10, count them 10 points. It fortifies a ruck. It increases your ruck by 10 points. It fortifies speed. It increases speed by 10, count them 10 points. Now, if I was born under the sign of the steed, this is what would be my fate. Those born under the sign of the steed can move faster. It fortifies speed. It increases movement speed by 20. Count them, 20 points. Now, those born under the sign of the apprentice. Now, this isn't a Donald Trump thing. It's not the celebrity apprentice or anything like that. But those born under the sign of the apprentice have an increased amount of Magic, but are also more susceptible to magical attacks. Yeah, sure, you fortify Magica, and it increases Magica by 100. Count them, 100 points. That sounds great, right? But you got a weakness to Magic. It increases susceptibility to Magic by 100%. So that makes you kind of vulnerable. Now, I could be born under the sign of the shadow. Now, those born under the sign of the shadow can become invisible. Yeah. You get the moon shadow greater power. It grants invisibility for 60 seconds, but it can only be used once per day. So you notice with this one, there is nothing that you have constantly. Like being born under the sign of the Mage, you constantly had that 50 points more of Magica. This is just an ability you can use once per day and only for 60 seconds. So this literally only affects you 60 seconds a day. So I think it's a lousy birth sign. I could be born under the sign of the ritual, however. Those born under the sign of the ritual can heal themselves and make the undead flee in horror. They have the blessed word. It forces the undead to flee in horror for 30 seconds. It can be used multiple times per day at a cost of 40 Magic points per cast. And they have Mara's Gift, which is a greater power. It restores 200 points of health. It can be used only once per day. So this has one thing that can be used multiple times a day, plus one thing that can only be used once a day. But I could be born under the sign of the Atronach. Those born under the sign of the Atronach cannot regenerate Magica, but have the ability to absorb any magic cast at them. They fortify Magica. It increases Magica by 150 points. And they have spell absorption, 50% chance of absorbing spells cast at them. but they have stunted Majaika. Majaika regeneration is halted. There are actually those that are born under the sign of the tower. Those born under the sign of the tower can magically unlock doors and reflect damage from their attackers. Now that sounds great, right? But the tower key opens locks of average difficulty. And it can only be used once a day. So again, it says up at the top, can magically unlock doors. And that sounds great. But it's only doors of average difficulty and only once a day. Then there's the Tower Warden. It's a greater power. It reflects 5% of all incoming damage for 120 seconds, and it can only be used once a day. So for 2 minutes a day, it reflects only 5% of incoming damage. I think it's a jip. Those born under the sign of the Lord are more resistant to physical and magical damage. They have the shield, which increases armor rating by 15. They resist magic. It increases magic resistance by 15%. Now, finally, one named after a chick. Those born under the sign of the Lady benefit from increased willpower and endurance. Fortify willpower increases willpower by 10, count 'em 10, points. Fortify endurance increases endurance by 10, count 'em 10, points. And then we have another chick one, the Lover. Yeah, this game is so fascist that it says my lover can only be a woman. How heterosexual is that? Those born under the sign of the Lover can paralyze others. Lover's Kiss is a greater power. It paralyzes the target for 10, count 'em, 10 seconds and reduces the caster's fatigue by 120 points. It can only be used once per day. And finally, there is the Serpent. Those born under the sign of the Serpent can poison others, though it comes at the cost of damaging their own fatigue. The Serpent spell is a greater power. It deals 3 points of damage for 20 seconds. It also cures poison, dispels 90 points of damage fatigue, 100 points to the caster. And damage fatigue, 100 points of damage to the caster. Can be used once per... I don't know what any of that is. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm going to be the Mage. Are you sure you want to be born under the following sign, the Mage? Well, funnily enough, I don't have any power of when I was born. I'm already an adult reptilian. So I'm just telling you when I was born. I'm not telling you when I want to be born. I can't tell you when I want to be born because I'm already born, moronic moron.
The signs I read show the end of my path. My death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
Well, that's just stupid. Everything comes when it will come. The deliveries from Amazon, they come when they will come. They don't come before they come. They don't come after they come. They come when they come. So what you're saying means absolutely nothing because everything comes when it will come. What about me?
Your stars are not mine. Today the mage shall
Mage.
light your way on the paths of glory.
This clothing, I'm not used to the armor and everything like that. This clothing is kind of loose. Can you see my fat?
My dreams grant me no opinions of success. Their compass ventures not beyond the doors of death. But in your face I behold the sun's companion. The dawn of Akatosh's bright glory may banish the coming darkness. With such hope, and with the promise of your aid, my heart must be satisfied.
Yeah, I asked you about me, not about you, not about the sun's glory or whatever nonsense you were prattling on about. I asked whether you could see my fat, and you didn't bother to answer. So I don't think you're likely to answer this question either, but aren't you afraid to diet?
No trophies of my triumphs precede me, but I have lived well, and my ghost shall rest easy. Men are but flesh
Easily.
and blood. They know their doom, but not the hour.
Enough talking
In
about
this,
doom.
I am blessed to see the hour of my death, to face my apportioned fate, then fall.
Okay, so you didn't really ask whether you didn't really answer whether you're afraid to diet. Where are we going?
I go to my grave. A tongue shriller than all the music calls me. You shall follow me yet for a while. Then we must part.
Pot? We must pot? Yeah, we must pot. More Mythic Dawn robes.
You may as well make yourself useful. Here,
I don't want
carry
to.
this torch and stick close.
Who made you my master? Anyway. How are you?
Fine.
I'm doing good myself, not that you asked.
That is good news.
I got a question.
How goes it?
No, I had a question. How are you?
Great.
Oh, a minute ago you were fine. I got a question.
How are things?
How are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm doing good myself.
That is good news.
I thought it might be. Goodbye.
Stick close and let us do our job, and you'll be all right.
Tell me about the Blades.
We're the Emperor's bodyguards. Our job is to get him out of situations like this. Although I admit, things are not going according to plan.
That's interesting.
Oh.
I got a
Any
question
news?
for you.
Stick close and let us do our job. There's no time to talk now, prisoner. We've got to keep moving.
Well, pardon-moi. This is the longest tutorial of this game that I've ever done. And if there were books in it, it would even be longer because I would read those. I'd read those books. So, if you're the kind of person that races through games or game tutorials, you probably want a different kind of playthrough.
Prisoner, the Emperor needs help.
Yeah, that's not my job. Do I look like a blade to you?
You saw me go down easy.
Maybe if you'd stop calling me prisoner, it would help,
Take
by
him
the
down.
way. You let me out of jail, and yet you still call me prisoner. How fair is that? And there's roaches all over this place. Not to mention, there's also roaches in the game. I'm just saying, yelling prisoner at me and then begging for my help isn't the most effective way to get my help. If you said, hey buddy, can you help out?
Hold up. I don't like this. Let me take a look.
That would be better. There's two emperors. I don't know what mod is doing
Looks
that.
clear. Come on. We're almost through to the sewers.
But there you see two distinct, well, I was going to say two distinct and different.
Damn it! The gate is barred from the other side. A
No,
trap!
it isn't.
What about that side passage back there?
He's lying.
Worth a try. Let's go.
Can you quit yelling? So, I'm pointing out right here. Okay, it is barred from the other side. There's no way to open it from here. You're going to find out that is not actually the final answer here. And again, I don't know why there's two emperors. I got rid of a bunch of mods.
Wait here, sire.
Hoping.
Guard him with die, you scum.
Oblivion take you.
What's the matter? Getting tired?
Leroy, over here.
Yeah! This one's my God. Push me.
Take them
prisoner.
down. I told you to stay with the Emperor. Take them down.
So these guys
The Emperor!
have magic armor on them that magically turns
Back with the Emperor. Protect them with...
from heavy armor
Oblivion take you.
from heavy armor to flimsy
not
little robes
smart.
once they get killed.
For the blade. If you want to... For the blade.
What's the matter? Getting tired? I
Now-
fought mud crabs. What's the matter?
Sword for the
I don't
dragon.
want to hear about.
If you want to help,
crabs.
get back and protect the Emperor.
Well, I'm actually being assaulted right now. I can't get to the Emperor.
If
Perhaps-
you want to help, get
Perhaps
back and
if
protect
you
the
were,
Emperor.
perhaps if you were better guards.
You thought we'd go down easy?
And the best you...
Now, I could stay in that area forever and fight the people that are trying to assassinate the Emperor. And I would level up and all of that. And it would make it the longest tutorial ever. This is still going to be my longest tutorial in this game forever, but I'm just saying, I know for sure I could do that. There's the two emperors facing each other.
If you want to help, get back and protect the Emperor.
Yeah, so first of all, I didn't say I wanted to help. I'm a bad guy, remember? You found me in a prison cell. I either did something horrible so that I was imprisoned, or I was unfairly imprisoned. Neither of those things makes it sound like I'd be the kind of guy that would try to help the Emperor. The Emperor may be the one who had me imprisoned fairly or unfairly in the first place. So you don't have to keep saying, if you want to help, to me. I'm a bad guy, remember? I think my record for being in the tutorial, which is the first dungeon until I get out and see the world, is like an hour and 9 minutes. This is going to be longer than that. And again, I could make it 6 hours if I wanted to. I could just walk into that other room and keep slaying the Mythic Dawn guys with their magic robes that turn from heavy armor to flimsy little robes and all of that. I could do that forever. I could get to where my my destruction is 100 and my restoration is 100. I could easily do that. It would be boring for you and for me, but I could do that. And I'm tempted to do it just to show that that's possible in this game. But if I did that, not only would I lose all my viewers, rightfully so, but I would also, when I left the sewers, I would have maximum destruction and maximum restoration. It wouldn't be as big of a challenge out there in the real world. So the game would almost be over for me, even though I'd have the whole main quest to do. Again, I don't know what mod gave me the second emperor. I didn't ask for one. Having a second emperor doesn't help me. I've created all kinds of conspiracies about it. Like, the second one is the real emperor. The Blades brought in a lookalike to be a decoy so the real one wouldn't get killed. The second one is a member of the Blades, so the real one would be killed. Because you gotta admit, they're not protecting him very well. They keep leaving his side so that he will be attacked, when their whole job is to protect the Emperor. Who did they send to protect the Emperor? Me. A guy they never met before, that doesn't have any reason to protect the Emperor. I don't even know if I'm a citizen of Cyrodiil. I just woke up in a jail cell at some point. But let's continue the main quest. I don't know which emperor to talk to.
I can go no further. You alone must stand against the Prince of Destruction and his mortal servants. He must not have the Amulet of Kings. Take the amulet, give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find my last son.
Jeffrey?
Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Dude,
come with us. Your destiny is bound up with mine and with the fate of Tamriel itself.
If I could close the...
Stranger, you chose a bad day to take up with the cause.
If I could shut the flaws of
Talos
Oblivion, then my games would always load, but that's not what happens.
Come with us. Your destiny is bound up with mine
still alive.
and with the fate of Tamriel itself.
So the Emperor's still alive. Boris, we got nothing to worry about.
We failed.
You failed.
I failed.
Right, you failed.
The Blades are sworn to protect the Emperor. Now he and all his heirs are dead.
Well, his
The
double's
amulet.
alive.
Where's the Amulet of Kings? It wasn't on the Emperor's body.
The Emperor gave it to me.
Strange. He saw something in you. Trusted you. They say it's the dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septim. They see more than lesser men. The Amulet of Kings is a sacred symbol of the Empire. Most people think of the red dragon crown, but that's just jewelry. The amulet has power. Only a true heir of the blood can wear it, they say.
Really?
He must have given it to you for a reason. Did he say why?
Yeah, he said it was a gift to cement the fact that we're affianced. We're gonna get. He told me we were gonna get married. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a straight version of the game. My bad. He said I must take it to Jeffrey.
Joffrey?
No,
he
Jeffrey.
Said that? Why?
There is another hair.
Nothing I ever heard about. But Joffrey would be the one to know. He's the Grand
Jeffrey.
Master of my order. Although you may not think so to meet him, he lives quietly as a monk at Waynon Priory, near the city of Coral.
Oh, you're kidding me. So, in Arizona Jones, I had to go to Vatican City. Now I got to meet with monks again. Great. How do I get there?
First, you need to get out of here. Through that door must be the entrance to the sewers, past the locked gate. That's where we were heading. It's a secret way out of the Imperial City. Or it was supposed to be secret. Here, you'll need this key for the last door into the sewers.
Maybe the reason why it's not such a well-kept secret anymore is because you tell strangers, like, you know, a criminal you just met in the Imperial City prison. You don't know me from anyone, and I'm a different species from you. I'm a reptile, an argonian. The sewers?
There are rats and goblins down there. But from what I've seen of you, I'm guessing you're an experienced healer. Am I right?
You could not be more unright. You must now choose your class. The major skills of your class will start higher than your other skills and will be easier to increase. We're going to create a custom class. It's going to be based on Majaik. It's going to have luck involved, personality, and intelligence. Choose your favorite attributes. They will receive an additional +5 bonus. Are you saying, oh, I can only have 2 favored ones? Okay, I'll go with personality and luck then. Choose your major skills. Major skills receive an initial +20 level bonus and increase much more rapidly. So we want destruction, light armor, mercantile, sneak, speechcraft. I guess we'll go with the armorer and restoration. And we will call it the coward class. Now, in case you haven't figured it out, the coward class is based on standing back from the opponent, not going toe-to-toe with them. Most people want to go toe-to-toe. They want to get up close, stick a little dagger between your ribs, rip out your guts, or at least, you know, fight you with a sword or something like that, a sword and shield, or some big, heavy, you know, axe or something like that to bust your skull open and things like that. And they are the heroes. I, on the other hand, am a coward. You found me at the bottom of a stinking prison cell. I am not what this is about. The world does not revolve around me. I am a coward. I run away from enemies when I can, and when I cannot run away from them, I shoot fire at them. I throw spells at them, and I stay as far away from them as I can. Now, I wish when I create a class, the game would save it for future playthroughs because I always play as a coward class, but it doesn't. Create coward class? Yeah, I just went through explaining it to people, and I've gone through the whole bit of creating it. So yes, I want to create it. Then, after I've created it, it wants to know whether I want to use it. And remember, it doesn't save it from one playthrough to the next playthrough, one character to the next character. So why would I go through all the trouble of creating it if I wasn't going to use it? Are you sure you want to select the class Coward? I mean, what are they going to ask me next? Have I prayed about it?
I wasn't far off. In any case, rats and goblins won't give you any trouble.
After the sewers, then what?
You must get the amulet to Joffrey. Take no chances, but proceed to Wayne Priory immediately. Got it?
Absolutely not. I am my own amphibian. Am I an amphibian? No, I'm a reptile. I am my own reptile. Some people say reptile. Please explain more.
Take it easy. You'll be fine. I know this is a lot to take in all at once. No one's more surprised than me that I'm sending an escaped prisoner off with the Amulet of Kings.
It does seem
but the
pretty
Emperor
stupid.
trusted you for a reason, and I trust the Emperor. The Amulet of Kings must get to Joffrey at Wayne Priory. He'll know what to do with it. Joffrey should know how to find the heir the Emperor spoke of. The amulet must reach Emperor Uriel's heir so a new emperor can be crowned.
Why would I care about any of this? I'm just a prisoner trying to make my escape. What about you? What will you do?
I'll stay here to guard the Emperor's body and make sure no one follows you. You'd better get moving. May Talos guide you. By the way, thanks for recovering my comrades' swords. I'll see that they are given a place of honor in the halls of the Blades.
Blades. There, I looted the Emperor's body. Because, you know, I wanted to respect the dead. Now I'm going to show you the secret. Not the secret like the book The Secret or the movie The Secret. But remember when we were on the other side of this door and he said it's locked, he couldn't get through? Oh, look at that. Boris had the key to it all the time. And if they'd gone through this gate, unlocked it with the key, the one emperor wouldn't be dead. Now, the other emperor isn't dead anyway, but no emperors would be dead. That's why you gotta wonder, are the Blades somehow involved in the emperor's murder? It would seem like they are. Because he did have the key all along. How do I know? Because he just gave it to me. Let's talk to the other emperor again.
Come with us. Your destiny is bound up with mine, and with the fate of Tamriel itself.
Well, if you'd go somewhere, I could come with you, but you just stand here forever. And besides, somebody has looted the other emperor's body. Just making sure I got all the loot off of all the attackers. It's some sort of conspiracy because he could have gotten through that gate at any time. You opened the door with Boris's key. You did that. I didn't do it, you did it. Now at this point, I used to get all kinds of pop-ups in my face telling me about DLCs and dead relatives and things I've just inherited. All the stuff I didn't want to know at this point. But now all those pop-ups are gone, even though all that content is still in the game. And I would like to point out all the roaches, because this is supposed to be a fantasy game, something different from my regular life. This does look terrific compared to the 2006 version of the game. And if they stay on schedule, this will not be the only remake of Oblivion that comes out this year. There's supposed to be a fan-made remake called Skyblivion that is due out this year, and we're getting close to the end of the year. And it will run in this Skyrim engine. So that should be very interesting. And I look forward to playing it. It's made a little different. It will have whole cities where there's just a broken down fort in this game. Things like that. Because the original developers of this game had to make decisions. There was a city called Such that they were working on to be a full city in the game. And they cut it from the game and then just put a fort ruins. And they either left it out to make it run on the consoles that were available in 2006, or they left it out because they didn't have time to finish it before the release date of the original The Elder Scrolls for Oblivion. In either case, the devs of Skyblivion are saying that entire city will very much be in Skyblivion. Now we are coming to the end of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the ride. And the next in this series will be out there in the City Isle, starting to play the game, The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial for the day. Please bring your seats to an upright position, like and subscribe, leave non-threatening, non-profane comments below, share this URL, this link, with your friends, your enemies, your in-laws, your outlaws, everyone. Share with people on the bus, on the way to work, with people on the streets. Spam it to people. Just don't tell them I said to spam it to people, okay? Let's get this around. Let's get people watching it. And thank you for watching it right here on your favorite YouTube channel, the Poorly Aging Sarcastic PC Witty Gamer channel, where you're falling in love in stereo.